You know, I'm sitting here in the back of this hybrid RAV4 LE model here at Fred Haas Toyota Country, where I do all my best thinking. And I was considering, there are a lot of cars out there with some really strange names. I thought we'd go through the top 30 weirdest or most fun or strangest names of cars in the past. So sit back, relax. My name is Mitchell. This is Fred Haas Toyota Country, and enjoy the top 30 weirdest car names. Number 30. Buzzards gotta eat, same as worms. The Tata Buzzard was a 7-seater version of the Tata Harrier, and Tata being the Indian car company. It was released at the Geneva Motor Show with the name Buzzard as a concept, but after release they changed its name to call it the Gravitas. Probably not a bad marketing move, if I say so myself. Naming a car after a bird that eats dead things maybe doesn't best advertise its high occupancy features or things like that. So, Tata Buzzard, number 30. Number 29. Look to the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's pastrami on rye? I'm sorry to say that this is going to be the only Toyota on our list of top 30 weirdest vehicle names, but the Deliboy does make the list. This was one of Toyota's few flop vehicles. It was a van-type vehicle designed with delivery in mind, hence the deli portion of the name, and the boy, I guess, referring to the person that might be piloting this vehicle. It's an incredibly rare vehicle to find nowadays, especially, but the name kind of makes us think of some sort of superhero sandwich maker or some sort of hipster sandwich making chain. Number 29, the Toyota Deliboy. Number 28, Rhine in Spain, stay smiley in the plane. Now, many people have heard of the Nissan Z series. It's a sporty series done, of course, by the Nissan automaker based out of Japan. But under Datsun, before they became Nissan, the Datsun Fairlady paved the way for what would become the Nissan Fairlady Z and the rest of the Z series under Nissan. It was referencing the 1956 Broadway play starring Rex Harrison and Julie Andrews, of course, My Fair Lady. There's a film adaptation, actually several of them, I believe. It's a good movie, musical situation, but a little bit strange for a car. So number 28, the Nissan Fairlady Z. Number 27, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? The Gaylord Motor Company was an auto manufacturer based out of Gaylord, Michigan, and they manufactured the Gladiator from 1911 to 1912. Naming a car after enslaved people fighting each other for entertainment was maybe a little bit dark for a car name, although with the alliteration and stuff, pretty awesome name. The Gaylord Gladiator, number 27. Number 26. If you can dream it, you can do it. Project name F-150, not to be confused with the Ford truck of the same name, is a limited production hybrid sports car designed by, you guessed it, Ferrari. The Italian auto manufacturer made this absolutely fantastic looking vehicle in limited production, and Ferraris being known for high caliber, top tier vehicles, we thought that the Ferrari executive team probably could have come up with a better name than simply, in translation form, calling their vehicle the Ferrari LaFerrari. That being said, number 26, Ferrari LaFerrari. Number 25, aw, you're so cute, I just want to dunk you in my coffee. If local to Japan, you're probably familiar with Honda's K-Car series of Life. They're passenger cars, microvans, and K-trucks. K meaning simply small vehicles designed for the Japanese market. The Life series had a turbocharged variant that was referred to as the Honda Life Dunk. It was debuted for the 2001 model year. Whether your life is submerged in water for a short period of time or you're constantly getting dunked on, an expression commonly used to describe being defeated in a humiliating way, the Life Dunk may be right for you. So 25, the Honda Life Dunk. Number 24, Peugeot. This French auto manufacturer is known mainly within the European Union and the nation's boundaries of France. Peugeot is one of the big three in France, and this vehicle, the pronounced Bipper Tepee Outdoor, is a smaller van SUV type vehicle. The vehicle's backspace can be altered to make a sleeping area, so it's sort of like a sleeping cargo camping van. Combining beeping with a teepee seems to be a strange combination, as beeper in French simply means beep. So we don't really know what the name was going for, but it does turn out to be kind of a tongue twister and a little bit of a bizarre combination. So number 24, the Peugeot Bipper Tepee Outdoor. Number 23, check me out on LinkedIn, bruh. Premiered at the Auto Shanghai 2013, this concept vehicle was geared towards the Chinese youth, mainly in their 20s, meant to be stylish, and no matter where you would sit in the car, you would have access to some of the car's cockpit features, such as control over the music and some other features like that. It was designed so that no one becomes the music dictator, which is what Nissan actually did say about this vehicle. The name to us makes it kind of seem like a group of older people were trying to connect to a group of younger people and using social media as a medium, which often happens nowadays with the millennial and Gen Z situation. So we're gonna put the Nissan Friend-Me as number 23 on our list. Number 22, I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Bipper is a premium auto manufacturer that was originally made in Germany and later moved to Austria, and it is known for making luxurious premium vehicles, although it initially just manufactured rebadged and altered versions of other manufacturers' vehicles. But Bipper, as a auto manufacturer's first break into the vehicle market, was the CD, designed to stand for the Coupe Diplomat. A little bit of a strange vehicle name anyway, given that acronym, but if you're local to the United States or the United Kingdom and refer to a compact disc as a CD, the name of the Bipper CD sounds like something you'd make after your loved one broke up with you in the 90s when you're bitter and feeling angry. So, number 22 on our list, the Bipper CD. Number 21, top of the morning to ya, Guppy. This light recreational vehicle's name is a combination of the English word top and the Japanese word lopo, meaning lanky. So top, lanky, a tall top, essentially, is what they were getting at with the Toppo portion of this name. The full situation is really the Mitsubishi Toppo BJ, meaning big joy. So lanky top, big joy vehicle, but actually was premiered with a trim package referred to as the Guppy trim package. Now Guppy in the United States, of course, refers to a small fish. So lanky top, big joy, small fish. We don't really know how it all came together in the marketing department at Mitsubishi, but number 21 is the Mitsubishi Toppo BJ Guppy. Number 20. I think my favorite sound is the sound of someone not playing the bongos, Dimitri Martin. This 8-seater minivan sometimes had factory-fitted kitchens inside and had an auto free-top option that included sort of like an extension with some canvas covering so more people could sleep in the vehicle as sort of like a camper van. Debuted in 1995, the Mazda Bongo Friendee only lasted until 1998, and at that point the Bongo was renamed the Delica and the Access in some markets, and that was probably not a bad marketing decision, as the Bongo Friendee really doesn't make sense to a lot of markets. So number 20, the Mazda Bongo Friendee. Number 19, I don't care when people honk at me, but when geese do, I get out of the way. This Polish all-terrain vehicle is based on a pickup truck created in 1984. It was originally created by the Polish manufacturer SFR and bounced around to all different types of manufacturers. But the Tarpon Honker was used by the Polish Army through a majority of the late 90s and was considered to be the best truck of the Polish Army in general and especially in the Iraq War. Originally based on the all-terrain Tarpon car, but in the United States, or especially other English-speaking worlds, a tarpon is a fish, and a honker is simply one who makes a honking noise. So the honking fish kind of sounds like a reference to Mr. Limpet or something like that. So on our list, number 19, the FSR Tarpon Honker. Number 18, that's what I'm talking about. You know what every sentence needs? A subject and a verb. We're all taught that in school. I know you're hooked on phonics, but I wouldn't say that's what every car name needs. This Japanese market K car has been manufactured since 2002, known for being a tall vehicle with a turbocharged engine option. We sort of just feel like the name sounds like an incomplete thought, that is. So number 18, the Honda That's. Number 17, so sort of like Chacos or something? This concept vehicle of the 1980s was made with the idea of conquering city driving with a small, highly maneuverable vehicle. The portion of the name Mini Active Urban makes sense to suggest that purpose, but including the name Sandal is a little bit confusing. In its abbreviated form, MAUS, mouse, that can refer to either mouse in the German language, and there is a very famous World War II graphic novel called Mouse, so The mini active urban Sandal, with its very confusing name, is going to hit us on number 17 on our list. Number 16. Oh wait, you're serious? Let me laugh even harder. This vehicle began production in the late 1940s. It can be considered the first high-volume muscle car produced by Detroit. It was actually a rather great vehicle, although we kind of thought that the name sounds like an oxymoron. With the past and the future mentioned in this vehicle, that really just leaves the present missing from the situation. And that's why we put the Oldsmobile Futuramic for number 16. Number 15. Is this word dictatorship? It would be a heck of a lot easier, as long as I'm the dictator. This vehicle was produced from 1927 to 1937 by American car manufacturer Studebaker, and its name was meant to refer to this vehicle setting the standard for other vehicles in its class. Then again, dictator started to take a very different meaning for English-speaking countries. Especially with the rise of Soviet Russia and Nazi Germany, the dictator was not a positive connotation, and the name actually received protestations in response to it. In 1937, Studebaker changed its name to the Commander, and we all agree we think that was a great choice by the marketing department. So, number 15, the Studebaker Dictator. Number 14, only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Carol Burnett. This vehicle was an original K car manufactured by Mazda from 1962 to 1970, and actually was revived in 1989 simply as a rebadged vehicle manufactured by Suzuki on behalf of Mazda. The specific name that we're talking about today, the Mazda Carol Me Lady, was released as a special package for the Mazda Autozam Carol, and really left English speakers scratching their heads. I sort of read it in an accent, like, oh, Carol Me Lady. That's why we have Mazda Carol Me Lady as number 14 on our list. Number 13, get your filthy hands off the puzzle, you little brats. From 1978 to 1994, this all-terrain truck was produced under several names, including the 284 in the United Kingdom, the Brumby in Australia, the Shifter MV or Targa in other markets, but it was referred to as the Brat in the United States and Canada, standing for Bi-Drive Recreational All-Terrain Transporter. We think it sounds like a vehicle that a disgruntled parent gives their rebellious and demanding teenage daughter. That's simply our opinion. Ronald Reagan actually owned one and still has one on his ranch to this day that's preserved. So, that being said, we're going to put the number 13 spot to the Subaru Brat. Number 12, I'm not just another bimbo, Christina Aguilera. In post-World War II Italy, the Italian auto manufacturer Volugrafo, previously a motorbike manufacturer, decided to break into the automobile market. This sleek aluminum-bodied single-seater extremely small vehicle was what they came up with. They thought it was going to be the car of the future, although it featured extremely small tires and 5 horsepower. This outlandish car had a very strange look to it, and having a name that can be defined in English as meaning an attractive but unintelligent female, we think that the marketing naming maybe wasn't in the right direction for the Volugrafo Bimbo. So on number 12, we're going to put the Volugrafo Bimbo. Number 11, just don't feed it after midnight. This one simply had to make the list. We all know we would have gotten angry comments if the AMC Gremlin did not make our top 30 list. The American Motor Corporation was a previous American motor manufacturer, as you may have guessed, and the Gremlin was a smaller version of AMC's Hornet, meant to compete with foreign import cars such as the Beetle from Volkswagen and, of course, the Toyota Corolla. The AMC Gremlin at the time was actually faster than other subcompact cars at the time, although many publications, including Time magazine in 2007, put the AMC Gremlin on the top 50 worst cars of all time. Now, the performance of this vehicle in question and controversially, I'm not going to cover. The name actually meant little creature that was used to blame for unexplained issues. So if you have that name for your car, it might not necessarily be a great thing, but that's not up to us. It's actually one of our favorite names on this list, and so at number 11, we're going to put the American Motor Corporation's Gremlin. Number 10, that's Day to you, bub. We've touched on the American Motor Corporation, but why don't we just take a quick swing over to the British Motor Corporation, BMC, instead of AMC? BMC manufactured the AD017, which was an internal code to refer to a family of vehicles. That name, however, was not often used, as you may have guessed. Car enthusiasts and the BMC rally car crew referred to this vehicle actually as the Land Crab, simply because of its low, wide structure, its unique look, the fact that it was really good off-terrain but wasn't actually that fast. After taking a look at this vehicle, we're not really sure that we see that, but on number 10, we're going to put the British Motor Corporation's Land Crab. Number 9. I worry about scientists discovering that lettuce has been fattening all along. Irma Rombeck. If you haven't noticed already, Mitsubishi is going to be featured on this list quite a few times. And I think we would also get complaints if the Mitsubishi Lettuce did not make our top 30 list. This is a very strange and unique vehicle, even for Mitsubishi, even for the Japanese market, as it was a vehicle marketed towards women who went to the grocery store a lot. It was made for grocery shoppers in mind, and with a partnership with a supermarket chain in Japan, the lettuce was actually sold in the supermarket alongside canned goods and other food. So the name, kind of weirdly meaning to market towards women, grocery shoppers, and be marketed in supermarkets, the Mitsubishi marketing team decided on calling it the Mitsubishi Lettuce. So on number 9, we simply had to put it the Mitsubishi Lettuce. Number 8. Ah, yes. Proceed. Based on the B-Series pickup truck, this SUV beginning production in 1995 has a lot going on in the name department, and we think it's a sharp-looking vehicle as well. The lack of a ton of great information for English speakers out there, and its completely bizarre and eclectic name, makes us love the Proceed Marvie Wild Breeze done by Mazda even more. So with that being said, number 8 on our list, the Mazda Proceed Marvie Wild Breeze. Number 7. In the space gear, no one can hear you scream. The Delica is a series of vans and trucks done by Mitsubishi, made to combine delivery and car into one word, Delica. The passenger car versions of the Delica were titled as Star Wagons all the way up until 1994, when they were referred to as Space Gear. I don't know why they decided to take Star Wagon and change it into Space Gear, which is a much more confusing name, but that's what they did. Interestingly, the 3rd generation Delica, when the Space Gear was released, is closely related to the rebadged Mazda Bongo we mentioned earlier. The thing is, when we think of this vehicle, we don't seem to think of space flight, but much more like flight to take your kids to soccer practice. So, number 7, the Mitsubishi Delica Space Gear. Number 6, an off-brand Death Star, or is it simply referring to any normal star? Produced from 1998 to 2005, we think that around this time, Mitsubishi executives were a little obsessed with space theming names. We think this one's a lot cooler and makes more sense than the Space Gear, but is a little bit strange, as gear is something mechanical related and calling something a Space Star doesn't seem very automobile-ish. So we're going to put the Mitsubishi Space Star on number 6 on our list. Number 5, naked as the day it was born. Produced from 1999 to 2004, Japanese auto manufacturer Daihatsu was rolling naked off the assembly lines. This off-road styled but on-road intended car was maybe something that we could refer to as a crossover nowadays. None of these notes and features actually hint as to why it was referred to as the Naked. And to us, it really doesn't matter. It's hilarious. So number 5, the Daihatsu Naked. Number 4, the Beauty Leopard does not change his spots. Chinese auto manufacturer Geely designed this sporty car with inspiration from Toyota Celica, shout out, Honda Integra, and of course, the Mark IV Toyota Supra. And it features within the actual produced vehicle, a Toyota engine. So maybe this is the closest to a second Toyota that'll appear on the list. Made only from 2003 to 2006, the name was a direct translation from the Chinese Marenbao. I'm sure I butchered that pronunciation, but I got as close as I could. Not sure why that name was chosen, as the Chinese and the English mean the exact same thing and translate directly, but it has us both falling in love with the name and scratching our heads. So, number 4, the Geely Beauty Leopard. Number 3, if you try to drown a fish, the ocean will laugh at you. Tanghua is a Chinese auto manufacturer known to shoot for the moon with its concept vehicles, but this concept car maybe was intended to shoot for the bottom of the ocean. In 2008 at the Detroit Auto Show, the Detroit Fish was premiered as an amphibious car. Designed for being amphibious and premiered in Detroit, the name the Detroit Fish makes sense to me. Although, being a former resident of the Detroit area, the name the Detroit Fish on paper makes me think simply of perhaps a mutated fish rather than a vehicle. So number 3, the Tanghua Detroit Fish. Number 2. I got my lips chewed off by a dingo. The Mitsubishi Mirage was a long-lasting series by the Japanese manufacturer, Mitsubishi of course, and this vehicle was being produced from 1998 to 2003. We're surprised it doesn't have a space-themed name, given the fact that it was produced in the 90s and 2000s by Mitsubishi, but we digress. The name was actually meant to be a combination of bingo, like the game, meant to signify good luck, and the diamond shape of Mitsubishi's logo, combined to mean dingo. So it was the Mirage Dingo. That may make sense if you read into it, but what we think of is an Aussie bushman eating Vegemite out of the jar while practicing his didgeridoo, looking out over the sweltering sands of the outback, saying, "Crikey, is that a dingo?" So number 2, the Mitsubishi Mirage Dingo. Number 1, a wizard is never late. How could this one not be on the top of our list? The MU Wizard, manufactured by Isuzu, the Japanese manufacturer, was a mid-sized SUV produced from 1990 to 1998. So a mysterious utility wizard makes me think of some sort of magical equivalent person of the Swiss Army knife. But sadly, we did not get the mysterious utility wizard under that name in the United States. It was called the Isuzu Amigo. And this fantastically named vehicle makes me want to own one for the name alone. So if you're selling one in the United States, I don't care. Let me know. I want one. So that completes our list with number 1, the Isuzu Mysterious Utility Wizard. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to know if we missed any crazy name vehicles out there. Please let us know in the comments. Yell at us in the comments. I want all caps. You forgot the Mitsubishi Pistachio. I know we didn't have it on this list. I'm sorry. There were just so many Mitsubishis already. So thank you so much for watching. Give us a like. Throw down a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And join us for the next video. Thanks again. My name is Mitchell, and this is Fred Haas Toyota Country. See you soon.